First of all, I just want to say Shrinkers is a scam because, like, what is this? What do you mean? Anyways, listen, this is chapter 61 of Jinx. If you haven't read the episode yet, go read it and come back here because I'm about to tell you everything I think about what happened. You know, I love to jab. So on this chapter, Jae Jong is like, you know what? I know that Dan said he wasn't gonna come back with me to Seoul, but boundaries, what is that? I'm just gonna go over there because obviously he still wanna see me. He is playing hard to get. So he goes over there and asks the director of the hospital, "Hey, can Dan treat me? I will like give you, like basically he will pay them in exposure and he will do a donation." And the doctor is like, I mean, we are a hospital that treats cancer in the middle of nowhere. We need all the money we can get and all the exposure we can get. So, yes. And then Jay Jones thinks that rules don't apply to him. And just because Dan is now treating him, he can do whatever he wants. Also, he went to visit Granny and he said, "Oh, I'm here for Dan to treat me, but I wanted to see you too, Granny, because I love you." At this point, Granny better not die because she is carrying this relationship on her back. Also, do you guys think that Granny knows that Dan is like, you know? I like to imagine that Granny just likes Dan to be happy no matter what the consequences are. So, anyways, Jae Jong goes to see Granny and he talks to Granny for a little bit and he offers him a yogurt and he's like, "Oh, stop to see me all the time." And Jae Jong is like, "Yeah, you know I'm gonna stop by every day." Which is so weird to me because in the entire history of Jinx, this is the first time, or Granny is like the only character that Jae Jong like pays attention to and treats nicely. Also, he told his gym coach to like fire the new physical therapist and that he wasn't going to be in the gym for a few days. He's like, "I found Kim Dang, so obviously I don't need anybody else." And then we see that he was cured of his his shoulder, but then he's like, "Oh, my body still feels stiff and stuff." And I just like, I need to relax. It would be nice if I could relax. And then Kim Dan comes to his mind and he's like, "Yeah, once he helps me, I can finally be the champion again. And then I can sort out these feelings." What feelings? Feelings? And he equals his feelings to a headache. He's like, "Yeah, once Kim Dan helps me and I become the champion again, this headache will be gone. And this sleepless nights will be gone." I do feel sorry for Jae Young because it's obvious that he is never been in love before. Anyways, we cut to Kim Dang and the nurses. This gotta be like the most flirtatious nurses in any hospital to ever existed, okay? That are like, "Oh, Jae Young is so handsome and he's like so close to Kim Dang, this, that, and the third." And Kim Dang is like, "We're not that close." And the nurses are like, "What do you mean? He even knows your grandma." But even though Dang saw that Jae Young was being nice to his grandma, he is still standing on business. He's not talking to Jae Jong, no matter everything he does to get his attention. Also, Jae Jong asked what happened to the Kim Dan's arm, and Kim Dan was like, "That is none of your business." It's giving, "Leave me alone, leave, I don't want to see you." And Jae Jong is not getting it because nobody had ever told him that. And then we see that Kim Dan was thinking about how Jae Jong never like show him any kindness or care towards his body, and I'm like, se nos está revelando. Oh my god. Kim Dan is finally realizing that Jae Jong is actually just a terrible human being that happens to look good. And that nothing that he did was for Dan, and it was just because he had something to gain from it. So we see that Kim Dan is like grey rocking, like stonewalling Jae Jong. Like he's not talking to him. He's doing his job and still somehow not talking to him. And Jae Jong is like, fine, I'll just move next to your house. And I guess it's only one dude that owns all the rentals on this town. And he's like telling Jae Jong how good it would be to have like two young people around. And Jae Jong is like, yeah, I can't wait to be neighbors. And Kim Dam just looks like he looks so bad. I am so sad for him. I can't wait to see him full of life again. And I'm a little bit sad because at the beginning of the season when we saw him, we were all like, oh my god, Kim Dan looks really good. Like he looks a little older. You know, his body what had come in. Right now he looks like terrible. Like his life is lived. If your grandma who is getting treatment for cancer every day is telling you that you look terrible, maybe you do look terrible. But yeah, we will see. I can't wait for the next chapter. And I love that Dan is finally waking up. And I love that Jae John doesn't realize it. But he is low key doing the pursuing of Dan. It's just like no big yet because he's still doing it for selfish reasons. Because in this chapter he say, "Oh, after that we can each go our separate way." You are not letting that boy go anywhere. You're obviously in love with him.